Hi, I'm Liz. I'm a first year PhD student at the University of Edinburgh, studying hope and the ecological crisis.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm a third year PhD student at the University of Edinburgh. I'm in the field of world Christianity, but my PhD is looking at mission, and one of my case studies is the Iona Community.
Great. And should we talk a little bit about Young, Woke and Christian and what we did? Do you want to tell them about how you started the project?
So during lockdown, I kind of kept seeing tweets and hearing General Assembly conversations from different churches about how kind of young people have this woke political outlook, and kind of that word woke was shut down conversation with young people because it made their views seem like utopian and like non-realistic and things like that. So I kind of just sat down and I thought, well, my dream is to write a book called Young, Woke and Christian, to explain to the older generation that actually these kind of things we're talking about are at the heart of our mission as Christians and at the heart of discipleship. So I sent it off to SEM Press on a whim, not thinking they would take it, but they did. And since then, it's had like a really good selling rate, and really good conversations have come from it. And the Iona community have asked us as a group of young people to lead their community week. And Liz has written one of the chapters on hope and climate change, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. I really enjoyed writing the chapter, and I think so. What I wrote about really was the kind of necessity of hope in the context of ecological crisis. I think that what we see as a reaction to the kind of climate crisis often is, on the one hand, denialism and the kind of like pretense it's all going to be fine. On the other hand, a real sense of like despair and doom, which, while in many cases can be a kind of realistic response to what we're seeing on the kind of basis of scientific evidence, I think when we take it too far, can really stop us doing anything about it. And what's also important to remember is there's like a lot to be done in terms of like stopping the crisis or like reducing the amount of warming that we face, but also in terms of like mitigation and protection of vulnerable communities. And so in my chapter, I sort of argue for the need for hope in kind of as part of our like ethical response to the crisis. And I'm not going to say more because you can read the book.
And so like the other chapters talk about queer theology, disabilities, homelessness, like trans theology, like all of these different spheres that young people are interested in. And so another thing we've been asked to talk about is where we hope or think the church should be going in the next few years. And currently I'm in Palestine with Bethlehem Bible College on a peace and justice making course, and just constantly hearing like Palestinian Christians and Muslims kind of say like, we're just ignored in the West, like no one's hearing our voice, no one's caring, like Israeli occupation is just like normalized. It's just quite heartbreaking. So I kind of am trying to push the church. I hope the church can listen better, empathize better, and respond with action in the years to come. I think that's the only way we can be relevant to society, not relevant to society to fit in and to get bums on our seats, but relevant as in to disciple to society, is to help alleviate suffering and pain, and bringing the gospel is physical and incarnated and loving and all of these things, and life flourishing is the main thing, I think, for me.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think, you know, if I look at my like relatively short lifetime, but nonetheless, we're still kind of in one of the most unstable, most kind of like problematic periods that I've known. You know, there's like war in Ukraine. We're beginning really to see the effects of the climate crisis kind of taking hold around the world. We in this country are facing like a cost of living crisis that's driving millions more families into poverty. And I think that if the church doesn't kind of step up and offer like a prophetic voice, and also kind of just like really concrete action to help people to welcome refugees from Ukraine and from all around the world, to do what it can to address the ecological crisis, then I think that, as you say, Victoria, like its witness will just be seen to be irrelevant. And this isn't separate from kind of the gospel or from the church's mission. This is absolutely part of it.